going, you guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Maddison Hill, and yes, it's time for another Pop Off with Maddison. For today's Pop Off, I'm going to be talking all about Britney Spears and what we can expect from her court hearing that is set to start today at 1:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, aka 1:30 LA time. I'm hoping that this video finds you before the court hearing has started because it is going to be a big day for Britney Spears. Essentially, there are going to be two major things discussed at today's court hearing. One is going to be Britney's estate and whether or not Jamie Spears is going to be suspended or forced to step down for being a conservator on Britney's estate. And the second thing that is going to be discussed is obviously the termination of the conservatorship completely. On top of that, I'm also going to let you guys know what I think about the new Netflix Britney Spears documentary. It's titled Britney vs. Spears. I watched it last night and honestly, I'm still very heated. I'm not going to lie to you guys, there is a lot for us to get through, so let's not waste any more time and get straight to unwrapping these Britney Spears facts. Alright, so as you all know by now, Britney Spears is currently in a major fight to end her 13-year-long conservatorship, a fight that is definitely coming to a head today. Now, I say that because specifically today's court hearing has been highly anticipated for two major reasons. One, the topic of Jamie Spears, aka Britney's dad, being removed or suspended from being a conservator of her estate will be discussed. And two, the termination of the conservatorship completely without a medical evaluation is also going to be discussed. Keep in mind that prior to today, Britney's dad, aka Jamie Spears, did file paperwork saying that he is willing to step down as a conservator on Britney's estate. However, he won't do so until a sufficient replacement is found, and of course, you know, he helps with the transition process. In addition to that, Jamie Spears also filed paperwork saying that he is okay with the conservatorship ending completely without Britney getting a medical evaluation. But as sources told TMZ, Jamie Spears did have some ulterior motives here. One, he was trying to make Britney's attorney Matthew Rosengart look bad for filing this paperwork first. And two, sources also mentioned that it is highly unlikely that the judge will rule to end the conservatorship without a medical evaluation, something that allegedly Jamie already knew. And also sources told TMZ that he isn't totally confident that Britney would pass a medical evaluation, aka leaving the conservatorship in place, and I'm sure he's hoping that he would also stay in place as a conservator on her estate. Now, as far as what we can expect from today's court hearing, TMZ actually broke it down very well, and I know some of you have some thoughts and opinions about TMZ because they do often have some biased coverage of Britney Spears, but still, I feel like they did a really good job on breaking down what we can expect from today's court hearing. So TMZ reports that Britney Spears will not be present herself at today's hearing. However, her mom, Lynn, and of course her dad, Jamie Spears, will both be present via Zoom. As expected, the topic of the conservatorship completely ending, of course, will be highly discussed, and TMZ reports that it's unlikely that either side will contest the conservatorship ending. While some of you might think that sounds like a slam dunk for Britney Spears, unfortunately, TMZ reports that it is highly unlikely the judge will rule to end the conservatorship today. According to TMZ, there are two likely outcomes that could happen from today's court hearing. One, the judge could rule that the conservatorship cannot end until Britney Spears gets a medical evaluation, because as you all know, a medical evaluation is what put her in this conservatorship in the first place. Shocker, not shocker, TMZ reports that this whole medical evaluation process could take months, which of course would just prolong this conservatorship battle. But you know what? Let's hope this time that whoever evaluates Britney Spears is not a geriatric psychiatrist like we learned in that Netflix documentary. The fact that Britney Spears was evaluated by somebody who specializes in seeing older patients and then was deemed to have dementia as a reason as to why she needed this conservatorship is still absolutely mind-boggling to me. That's something we also learned in the Netflix documentary. Sorry, I told you guys I was heated, so let's get back on track. Now, the second outcome that could potentially happen from today's court hearing could be that the judge orders a mediation of all parties where everybody comes together and essentially comes up with a plan on how to transition Britney Spears out of the conservatorship. According to TMZ, in this mediation, all parties will need to plan on who will manage Britney's business and personal affairs. Essentially, they need to figure out who can help Britney live her life as safely as possible. Now, I do want to mention that it's been previously reported that Britney Spears has already asked Jody Montgomery, aka her current personal conservator, to stay on and help with these kinds of things. Now, as far as someone to help Britney with her business affairs, we know that her attorney has already proposed somebody new to take over as the conservator of Britney's estate. Of course, Jamie Spears has already opposed this person and told the courts that he doesn't think this new conservator would be qualified. Thankfully, Britney's attorney has already quickly fired back at Jamie Spears and said, "Sir, you have an alcohol problem and a gambling problem, and you thought you were qualified to run a multi-million-dollar estate? I don't think so." Okay, I feel like I'm already starting to pop off, so let's just go ahead and make it official. You guys know when I'm talking about Britney Spears, I do not pop champs because we are not celebrating yet, so instead, we're going to hydrate and send Britney all of the good vibes during this court hearing, the prayers, all of that good stuff, and let's hope for a positive outcome today. Alright, so here's the thing. I'm still incredibly nervous for today's court hearing because honestly, both of those potential outcomes still sound like they could take a very long time. If the judge orders Britney Spears to be evaluated first, I feel like that's going to take several months, which of course is just going to continue to drag out this battle. And I also feel like that is personally going to really hurt Britney Spears. Not having a medical evaluation is the one thing that she asked for during her last testimony. And I feel like if the judge says you need a medical evaluation before I'll consider ending the conservatorship, she is going to view that as a loss. And we also have to recognize that while yes, we all think that Britney Spears could pass an evaluation, there have been shenanigans that have gone on in the past with her previous medical evaluations. So I feel like it's quite possible whoever they choose to evaluate Britney could not pass her, which then of course the judge would rule that the conservatorship needs to stay in place. And then on the other hand, if the judge rules everybody into mediation, you guys know that Jamie Spears is just going to drag those conversations on and on and on, especially if he remains as the conservator of Britney's estate during those mediations. Personally, I feel like the best outcome that could possibly happen today is that one, the judge suspends and removes Jamie Spears from being a conservator on Britney's estate, and then he orders everyone into mediation. Because then at least at that point, I feel like most of the parties present at that mediation actually want what's best for Britney, and also that's probably the only way that these mediations will happen in an efficient manner, and that way Britney can get out of this thing as quickly as possible. But I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm really skeptical about this because one, we all know the judge has kept Jamie Spears as Britney Spears' conservator on her estate many times before this, and two, you guys also know that I have a little theory that the judge is financially benefiting from being on this case. And to be completely honest with you guys, after that Netflix documentary, I feel it even more in my bones that there are definitely some shenanigans going on with that judge, because that documentary made it crystal clear that Britney has tried so many times to not only get out of this conservatorship, but also just to gain her own representation. In the documentary, a Rolling Stones reporter talks about how she literally snuck into a bathroom trying to give Britney paperwork for her to sign saying that she wanted a new attorney. That was absolutely insane. And still, even after all of that, the judge ruled that that paperwork wasn't legit, that the signature might have been fake, and that Jamie Spears should stay on as the conservator of her estate, that Britney should keep having court-appointed representation. It's just absolutely insane to me that this is still happening and that nobody has done a thing. And I think the thing that really sickens me the most, that if this is happening to somebody like Britney Spears, a literal American icon, can you imagine all of the other people that this has happened to and justice has never been served? To me, that is what is truly terrifying, but I do want to try to end this video on a positive note. I don't want us going into this court hearing already thinking doom and gloom. So let's just keep our fingers crossed, keep our toes crossed that there is so much public pressure around this case that the judge and Jamie Spears actually do the right thing. I'm really hopeful. I'm going to keep putting out those good vibes. So you guys, hopefully we get some good news from today. All right, you guys, now that you know the latest going down with Britney Spears and what we can expect from today's court hearing, I want to hear your thoughts and feels down below. For more content, make sure you follow me over on Instagram and TikTok. And of course, don't forget to keep coming back to my channel for my YouTube shorts. You guys can also find all my merch at my merch store at houseofhill.com. And on that note, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.